We're talking about money, because money is important. So listen to every part of this video like your life depends on it, because your life might just depend on it. It's helpful to always have a source of income to balance things out so that you don't run out of your savings before you get a job. Hello, welcome to my channel. It's Kosi here again. How are you? Thank you for stopping by today to hear what I have to say. If you're a new subscriber, hey, welcome to the party, welcome to the community. Thank you for deciding to join us. In this channel, I do my best to bring you guys first-hand information about my experiences as a newcomer in Canada. That's really what my videos are about. So if you're planning to move to Canada, you know what to expect as a newcomer. If you're in Canada, you know that someone else shares in your struggle. And if you're an OG, a returning subscriber, hey, what do you do? What's up? I hope you've been keeping safe since my last upload or since the last video that you watched. Today's video is a continuation of the series Newcomer in Canada. And in today's video, we're talking about money. Because money is important. Because your finances is important, and to be able to live successfully or even settle in successfully, you definitely need money. Are you excited? Then don't go anywhere. I will get into the details of this video in a bit. Before I start today's video, I need to stress the importance of having enough finances as a newcomer when you arrive. And the simple reason is this: you don't have a job waiting for you in Canada as a newcomer. You don't know how long your job hunting process is going to be. So you don't want to get frustrated knowing that the bills have to be paid and money is going out, but money is not coming in. The first point I want to make is not a point in the video, but it's a point that is important for you to understand the video. You know, many of us move here to Canada through the Federal Express Entry program, so we are all skilled workers, we are all professionals. There's one requirement that IRCC would always need when they are processing your application, and they call that requirement proof of funds. There is a reason you are asked to provide a proof of funds. I think you're usually asked to provide about $12,000 if you're a single person. For an individual, and for every extra member of the family, you have to provide something extra. So you have to show the Canadian government that you have enough money to take care of yourself when you arrive. You don't know how long settling in is going to take, or getting the first job is going to take. So you need some money, and I've broken down what your monthly expenses on the average would be when you arrive in Canada. First thing I'll talk about is accommodation. So there are several accommodation options that you can choose from. You can decide to start from a basement, which oftentimes is usually the cheaper way to go for many people, or you can decide to share apartments with someone. So you get a condo apartment with 2 rooms. One person takes 1 room, the other person takes another room. So for basement apartments, I know that you can get a decent basement apartment in Calgary, Alberta. Please don't quote me anywhere else, especially if you're in British Columbia. Though, in fact, if you're in British Columbia, you can skip this part of the video to the next because rent and accommodation in British Columbia is just a different ball game. But in Calgary, Alberta, I know with about $900 every month, you can get something decent, a decent basement apartment. And if you're lucky, that basement apartment can be all inclusive. So what that means is that you don't have to pay electricity, you don't have to pay internet, you don't have to worry about heat. All of your utilities is already contained in your $900 rent. That's not to say that you won't find basement apartment for $1,200. So all of this varies depending on the community, depending on how posh and polished and furnished the basement apartment is, and all of that. Another option is to get a condo apartment where you share with someone. So on the average, I think a 2-room condo apartment might cost anywhere between $1,200 to $1,700. And if you're able to find someone to share with you, you guys split everything 50-50. So for instance, you get something decent for $1,200. If you're splitting with someone, it means that you're paying about $600 per month. Sometimes you might find that all bills are inclusive. Sometimes you still have to sort your internet and other bills. Another option is to get a proper townhouse, where it's like a proper house, like a duplex building, and maybe the house comes with 3 rooms. You can share with housemates. You can have housemates that you share that with. So on the average, a townhouse, the way it works is that maybe the townhouse belongs to somebody else, and what you're really doing, because the person has bought the house, you're really just paying the person's mortgage for the person, something like that. So For instance, the mortgage every month can cost about $1,500. So if there are 3 of you in the house, you know that you're splitting the mortgage into 3, which is $500 for each person. So you have a shared kitchen, you probably have your own bathroom and toilet. I'm not sure, you might have to share depending on the way the house is built. And then the living room area, of course, you have to share. So you're basically living in somebody's house with some housemates, and you're paying the person rent because the person already has another house where he or she is living, right? So I think these are all the options that you can have, and then you can decide to buy your own house, your own townhouse, if you came prepared. And yeah, that's pretty much all the options that are available. So you have to make sure that your rent is available to be paid every month. So if you have $12,000 as your proof of funds, you can imagine how many months that can take you before your $12,000 is exhausted. Now, the other thing you have to worry about is utility bills. Like I mentioned, you pay for your electricity, which sometimes is different from your rent. You pay for water, you pay for heat, you pay for internet, you pay for television. All of this, if you're lucky, you might be able to spend about $100 to $200 on all of these, depending on the amount of consumption. So utility bills are not really a big deal compared to your rent. Another thing you have to worry about is food and groceries. Food and groceries depends on you, on your lifestyle. I can't tell you that you might be spending the same amount that I spend on food and groceries. We shop about 2 times in a month, and on the average we spend between $150 to $150 thereabouts. And sometimes what we try to do as well is we try to buy in bulk, because buying in bulk, I don't know if it saves money actually. So it saves effort, it saves time, it saves resources. If you have a freezer that can contain, I guess buying in bulk is also helpful. So your groceries depends on your lifestyle, if whatever works for you, I guess. But just remember that your groceries and your food, if you like to eat out a lot, of course, you know, what you spend on food and groceries will definitely be different from someone who knows how to cook. So if you don't know how to cook and you have not arrived in Canada, cooking is definitely a skill that every human being, every adult should acquire before they arrive here as a newcomer in Canada. Another thing is transportation. So we also have a monthly bus pass that we also buy, which is usually cheaper to buy the monthly bus pass if you know that you're going to be going out almost every day. If you don't want to get the bus pass, the monthly bus pass, you can get a booklet that has like 12 tickets that is valid for the whole of the year. So wherever you're going to, you can just tear out one of the tickets and present to the driver, and you could get a transfer ticket within 1 hour of that trip. I've not been going out, so I can't remember the last time I bought a bus ticket. Okay, so as newcomers, when you do your tax returns and the revenue agency checks your income in the past 12 months, you would usually qualify for something they call low income benefit or something like that. So if you've not earned money in Canada for the past 12 months, I think for the first 2 years of your arrival, you qualify to get the low income pass that allows you to get the bus tickets for a ridiculously cheap amount. I think bus tickets goes for almost $100 for people who don't have the low income thing. But if you have the low income thing for the first 2 years, I think you can buy your tickets for as cheap as $5 if you're in Calgary or better. So another thing you might have to worry about is if you decide that you want to get a car, which, trust me, is not a luxury. It's a necessity, especially when winter comes. You understand what I'm saying? In the winter, when you have to stand by the bus stop and it's freezing cold for 40 minutes, 15 minutes waiting for your bus, that's when you understand that car is a necessity. So anyway, if you have a car, another thing you have to worry about every month is your car insurance. You would need to pay your car insurance. Your car insurance, depending on the insurance company you're using, where you stay, how many tickets you've gotten before. So it's a combination of different things, but I know on the average you should be budgeting about $200 to maybe $300 or $350 for your car insurance every month. So those are the things that I know that are recurring bills that you need to sort out every month. So I know that spending a lot of money when no money is coming in yet when you arrive can be a little frustrating. So let me share with you guys a few tips that I think will be helpful to help you manage your finances so that you can still pay your monthly bills even when you haven't gotten your first proper job. So the first point, the first tip that will be helpful to you to manage your finances is family and friends support. Guys, I can't stress this enough. I don't know how we would have been able to settle in as quickly as we did if we didn't have the support of our family and friends. And that's why I like to tell so many people who are planning to move here to try and land in a province where you know at least one person, even if it's just, you know, to be able to stay in their house for 1 week or for 1 day, pending when you're able to get your own apartment. Trust me, it helps a whole lot. I feel like having someone that can even just pick you up from the airport to say welcome to Canada makes a huge difference. And then if for any reason you run into any trouble and you need someone to help you, I feel like having family and friends that you can trust just makes the whole difference. That's just it. Family and friends support any day, anytime. Even after you get your job, you still need that community. Because the other thing that I think you can do to avoid spending a lot of money when you're not making money yet is please register with one of the newcomer centers. There are so many newcomer centers wherever you are, and there are so many government assisted programs that everyone that's a newcomer here can actually benefit from. I usually link an IRCC link that shows you all the services that the Canadian government have put in place for every one of us to benefit from. So I think finding one closest to you is very important, and here is why. Newcomer centers are helpful because many of them actually organize workshops and programs that educate you on many of the things that I talk about here. How to get a credit card, how to open a bank account, how to pay your taxes. And many of these newcomer programs, because they are government funded, there are sometimes that if you take up any of the newcomers program, maybe you're trying to make a career switch, I need to take a course that is funded by the government. Sometimes if you're lucky, you might be able to find a course where during the period of the course, pending when you get a job, the government might be able to pay you some kind of benefits just for your upkeep. Even if it's $600 or $500 that you get from the government every month, trust me, it makes a world of difference, so that at least you know that that small money you get from the government can take care of your rent or take care of your feeding. It definitely goes a long way to help. Another thing that you can do pending when you finally get your first proper job is, if you have your driving license already, if you've done your driving test, you can actually register with many of these food courier companies. We have Skip the Dishes, we have DoorDash, we have Uber Eats, and if you have a car, of course, if you bought your first car already, it just works like Uber. You know, you download the app, you do all your registration and your application, and you're able to deliver food to people for a fee. It might sound funny, but I know so many people that are able to do this and then make enough money to take care of their monthly expenses, not because they don't have any money, but because, like I said, you don't want to start spending a lot of money when you're not making money yet. So as you're spending money, it's helpful to always have a source of income to balance things out, so that you don't run out of your savings before you get a job. Another thing that I think you can also do is don't feel bad to take up transition jobs. Transition jobs are maybe jobs like working in retail stores, maybe Tim Hortons or McDonald's, or if you like fashion, if you're a fashionable person, you can work with any of the fashion retail stores, Winners. And what you really do is that you're just helping people, maybe customer service, or you're helping people at the till when they're about to check out. You can do a few hours in a day, maybe 5 hours, maybe 4 hours. You can do it in the evening or weekends only, just to make, even if it's minimum wage. If you're able to work for a period of time, and during that period of time, if you were contributing towards your insurance, your employment insurance, if you lose the job for any reason, I know that after a period of time, if you've contributed to a certain amount, you are entitled to something called employment insurance. I know a few people that were out of jobs that were able to benefit from their employment insurance because they've been making contributions to it before. So the point I'm trying to make is that a transition job might not be necessarily what you're looking for or what you really want to do, but it's helpful because it will help you make some money at the same time as an avenue to contribute towards your insurance, so that if for any reason you have to be out of job again, the government is going to be paying you your employment benefits every month. And trust me, employment benefits here is about $2,000. $2,000 is enough to take care of your monthly expenses. Okay, so that brings me to the end of today's video. Hope you learned a thing or two about what to do to manage your finances as a newcomer in Canada. If there's anything else that you think I haven't mentioned that you have done that is helpful to you, please leave me a comment in the comment section below. I'd like to hear from you. And if you enjoyed watching this video, do not forget to thumbs up, like the video, do not forget forget to share, because there's love in sharing, and do not forget to subscribe because it's free, and so that you don't miss when I have a new video up. Before you leave, please check out my other videos on my experiences as a newcomer in Canada, because you might also find them helpful. Till my next video, take care of yourself, stay safe, and always remember to be kind. Goodbye.